Welcome back everyone to the Complete Pineleaf, and today I am going to be dealing with some Easterlings for Bingo Boffin in hopes of learning some information about what their plans are. And also I'm supposed to be looking for a downed Nazgul. I suspect at some point I'll be dealing with this new deed that I just unlocked here. And I've actually hit into level 75 mobs, so they are on level in this area. So I have to keep that in mind as things go along. I'll see how much of this I get done by the end of the year, and that's one reason why I want to make sure that I do complete the epic storyline and Bingo Boffin for this area. That way, if things become tight in timing, I could do the side quests offline. Because that's my usual thing, is I do the side quests as long as I'm able to fit it within the schedule. And I don't know yet when they are planning to unlock Rohan, but I suspect Rohan timing is going to be very, very tight considering how Rohan operates, because it's such a huge area, a huge number of quests and all. I was about to say epic battles, but of course epic battles is for the other side of Rohan, so that'll be the update after this. I'm pretty sure they're only going to have Eastern Rohan for the next round, and that Western Rohan would be the one after that, since they were two different expansions. Let's see what we got here. Now, I am looking for a Nazgul, which I believe is somewhere around here, right? Of course, I was on the wrong side of the Easterling camp when I started looking for the Nazgul, so need to move a little off on there, and I think this guy starts the first sorcerer I've been going after. Oh yes, and fun. And I need to bring the strange medallion to our fine fres fine fine friends in Ethelberg. Well, that's a straightforward. Oh, terrifying wind. Well, then I could easily take care of that one, fortunately. And I have got... Ooh, see, I've got a recipe there. I have a feeling, though, that I can't use those scroll cases until Rohan comes out, because those level 75 recipes are for the next tier, and I've got 10. I think this is one of those quests that ends when you hit 11 instead of rather 12. It's occasionally they tell you to do a certain number of things and they finish it prematurely by finding what you need. Yeah, bring the strange... No, let's see. Bring the secret orders to Bingo Boff. The warrior clutches a parchment sealed with blue wax. So it takes you actually 11 rather than 12. But I need the Nazgul before I go back. Ah! There it is right there. And we've got Nona and Edbrit here. Hello there. That thing looks ugly. That thing's ugly.
This must be the shape my men and I beheld as it plummeted from the sky.
What a terrible creature, this thing that fell from the sky. Is that riding gear? Did someone ride this terrible creature? And so, where's the rider? Good question. You see anything, Nona?
Something is wrong in this land. Oh, I can feel it.
This must be why we are here. This is the reason for your dream. This terrible creature. Remember the words of Suflux, my father? Dreams have power. We ignore their warnings at our peril. This beast is dead, but something rode it, and that creature is not here. Your dream brought us here and kept that creature from doing great evil, Pineleaf. I feel it in my very bones. Is to keep that creature from doing it. All right, so the creature that was riding it is going to do evil.
This is the reason for your dream. This is why we are here.
Yes, I have never seen a creature as terrible as this. Let it be the mighty worm my brother slew beneath Zugrandad. As you stare at the corpse, the massive beast, and contemplate the mangled harness and the missing rider, a single word echoes in your mind. Nazgul. Do you know something about the rider of this beast, Pineleaf? Your face tells me it must be a creature of terrible power. We must find it. We must search for it throughout the land. Look for signs of its passage among the lands of the great river. After we have scouted these lands, we will meet back here at this creature. Let this purpose guide our steps. Alright, the vanished rider. And now, we need to do these 6 steps. Oh, funnity fun. And I think the first one is given at Ethelberg. First, let's deal with this medallion.
What brings you to these lands?
Hail, Warden! What have you got there? This medallion is of Easterling make, to be sure, but I'm not sure what it portends. You say you found it upon one of the sorcerers? Most likely, then, it's a sign of their order. All right, fine. Does he have anything useful here? Ah, he gives the serious quest for that. I'll leave that for later when I get to this area for doing all the quests. Actually, most likely what I'll do is I will do the ones to the zones down offline and do these online if I've got time, because this is the part that's on level, therefore it might be more interesting. Let's see, there's bingo, but who has the... Was I wrong in who has the quest I'm looking for? Now I remember why I thought the Nazgul was in this area right here, and that's because this is where the quest giver Gamal is, who gives you the Inspiring Presence quest. Whew, that's so confusing to remember.
I have spied upon a camp of the Kundala here in the Brown Lands.
I'm Gamal of Stangard. I've spied upon this camp. The Easterlings have been gathering in greater numbers for some time, but something recently has changed. I know very little about their language, only bits and pieces. They speak a fragmented tongue, with some words I know and some all thereon, but I think they speak of some new and powerful ally. Coraton, they call this person that inspires them, but if that is a name or description, I do not know. If you're of a mind to help me, defeat many of the Easterlings here in the Brownlands, and also confront some of the Kundalar that shout messages about this Coraton. If hearing their name inspires the Easterlings to rise up against my people, let us make them pay for using that name. Now, it's interesting. I know very little of their language, only bits and pieces. They speak fragmented tongue with words I know and some all their own. So that would imply it's a related tongue, but not, but obviously branched out, and maybe of course some word sharing here and there. You know, that's just always possible. The question is, which language is it related to? Because many of the Rohirrim we're running in, I'm assuming, are bilingual. If we're able to talk to them, because I'm sure my character does not speak Rohirric. I'm pretty sure my character does not, which means that most of the Rohirrim probably can also speak Westron. You know, it's logical to assume that they are next to right next to Gondor, which is where Westron is. I'm assuming that's the native tongue of Gondor, and that Sindarin and Quenya will be scholarly languages there. I'm pretty sure their common tongue is probably Westron or some variant thereof. Here's a message shouter here that I need to deal with. Cortone, lend me your power! Yeah, that's what we need. So I'm assuming then that they speak Westron and they also speak... Oh, I only need to kill 2 of them. Okie dokie. Well, I also have to kill several in general, so I'll also take care of some of these others. But that's the idea there, that we have a case where they probably all speak Westron for the benefit of the people in the area. It's sort of the lingua franca of this area, with some groups speaking that as their main language and others, of course, it being a secondary language. That's sort of similar situation where how many countries treat English, for example. I live in a country where English is the main language, and of course there are several countries in the world where half the people at least speak broken English to some extent. Now, any Easterlings that we speak to probably know Westron also. Probably the commanders and stuff like that also know Westron for the Easterlings. But the question is their tongue related to Westron, or is their tongue related to Rohirric? An interesting thought. I don't know how closely related the Easterlings are to the Rohirrim. I guess I have to look at that at some point, because the Rohirrim naturally come from the north. But where they came, the Easterlings came before that, is of course a question I've never really explored. Let me go back to Gommel and see what he has to say. I quieted a few Easterlings, including those message shouters.
I do not like this. Kundalar are too near to Stangard.
If this Coraton continues to inspire their forces, it will not be long before they march to Stangard. Oh, you reminded me. I just found these orders here. What do they say? Here we are. Secret orders. You are to wait a span of 3 days. By that time, the small force will have made its way along the riverside and come to the outpost from behind. When 3 days are up, we will have gained entrance to the outpost in secret and slaughtered the defenders. None will suspect an attack so far from our main presence and from the rear. After the rout, for rout it will be, we will make a pincer attack, the main force can come through. It sounds like somebody is planning an attack there. You are right. I better get onto this right away. Yes, I thought of something, though, before you go, while you were bringing justice to the Easterlings. The word Coraton. I think it is not a name, as much in common with the word Black Cloak. But the Kundalar do not wear such things. Do you think they're inspired by a sorcerer of some type? Black Cloak! Black Cloaks, I better get onto this Easterling thing right away, right? Okay, I'll see you later. Nazgul Black Cloaks. Bingo, which do you want to hear? The bad news or the really bad news?
What have you found out?
I spoke with a few of the men here, and they shared my concern that the men of Stangard are not taking the threat seriously. It sounds as if many of the men in this land were sent here by their king for various slights and offenses, and are perhaps not the staunch defenders the kingdom most needs. What have you found out? Oh no! It sounds to me as if a secret force of Easterling plans to creep around Ethelberg and attack Stangard in secret. We have to go back and warn them, if it's not already too late. Alright, let's get to Stangard right away. I wonder which mood he'll be in today.
Our mission is dire.
You're very persistent, Pineleaf. What will it take for you to leave us and not return? Summer takes the parchment from you and reads it slowly. When he looks up at you at once, his mocking glare has been replaced by something else. Fear. I do not know what to say. No such attack has occurred, which means you have brought us the warning in time, and you did not did so despite the harsh words. I hope you'll accept my apology, but this is a rough land, and the men must be guarded in their dealings with others. If you're willing to help us prepare for the attack, that must be coming. I will be most grateful. Will you ask your friend Bingo if he'll be willing to help? And Bingo pops in. Hello, you just arrived in time.
We should help the men of Stangard defend their outpost.
Yes, then let's go.
The Rohirrim outpost of Stangard is endangered by a small party of Easterling raiders. Can the outpost be defended?
Well, we'll have to find that out. We may not have much time before the Easterling raiding party attacks Stangard. We must make the most of the time we have available if we are to be prepared. And fortunately, the problem with the command structure has been fixed, so we may well be able to act. The men of Rohan are familiar with making preparations for war. There are barrels of weapons atop the hill. We will carry them down to here. We will gather up fallen weapons wherever they may be. Some of the men here have let their combat skills suffer. We should use some training. These are, of course, all standard things you are asked to do in other quests. We'll need buckets of water to be brought to the watchtowers in case the Easterlings wield fire. We can carry those from up the hill. Finally, we will need to clean up dirty dishes left from the noontime meal. Finally, a task for which I'm well suited, Pineleaf. I'll take care of the dirty dishes, and you can handle some of the tasks that require heavy lifting. I will find you when I have finished. Well, actually, that might not be a bad idea, because it might then allow some of the other men of Rohan, the big men, to actually do these other tasks that are needed to be done. Dishes beware! I will clean you up in no time!
I have slain goblins today. Can you say the same?
No, but I have killed Easterlings. Does the cat count? Well, anyway, I'm not doing any of those things, Pine. You know, what's interesting is that she says that line because that's one that wasn't added until the Great River updates. What's that noise? Did you hear that? Hear the sound of fighting? Uh-oh. You got problems. Yep. Something's going on. Oopsie daisy. I think it's Langeville. Oh, what's this? Looks like Easterlings. Pineleaf, the town is under attack. I think I just figured that out. I have subdued these warriors, but more approach. Prepare yourself. Prepare! Yeah. What a creature, Pineleaf! I've never seen anything that might hope to compare. To have such majestic creatures could come to the aid of my people. It defies expectations. And this woman, this Bjorning, she too fights for Rohan. We will stand together, Pineleaf, and cast back our foes. From this point forward, we stand as friends and allies. Baruch Azad. All right. Do we need to come? Oh, yeah, I found some Easterlings. We could deal with these guys, right? Actually, we seem to be dealing with them pretty easily. Alright. I will search for foes elsewhere in the town. I never thought to see such strength from the likes of her. Wonderful. Well, yeah. Well, anyone who could turn themselves into a bear is going to be as strong as a bear. Oh, well. Something like that. And now for you. Okay, Let us see if there are any more Easterlings in Stangard Pineleaf. Alright. Yeah, the bodies are starting to pile up around here. Alright, there we go. Well, a few more dead. I circled the town from above and saw no more foes nearby. Then we're safe. We have repelled the attack. All of you have my thanks. You're most welcome, Sabert. All the dishes are perfectly clean. Oh, hello, Longible. Oh, when did you arrive? Oh, bingo. What's that? The battle's already happened? I thought I heard something over the splashing of the suds, but I told myself it was simply my imagination. Well, at least the dishes are clean. Still, it would have been exciting to see Langible and Hangard in action. I do not mean to discount your own contributions, finally. I know you're quite impressive in battles yourself. Right, thank you. That seems to be settled.
The Easterling force has been defeated.
The Easterlings are defeated, and the Hungalar and the Brownlands wait for word of victory that will never come. I'm glad that Stangar still stands, but even more than that, I'm glad that the men here have been put in their place. They will no longer sneer at the line of Bjorn. Do not spread this around, but it seems to me that perhaps Sabert has replaced its feelings of disgust with some other feelings entirely. I do not know which I find more irritating, Pineleaf, but I think I liked it better when he feared my people and was not intent on impressing me. I thank you for your help, Pineleaf, and I bid you and Bingo good fortune in your journey. I'll return to Grimbjorn in the Vales of Anduin and news of the Easterling presence in the Brownlands. I may have more work to do on that score. I look forward to it. Very well. What do you say, Bingo?
Starngard is safe. And I think we also taught the men here a valuable lesson.
Yes, a valuable lesson about respect. Perhaps the next time a well-meaning stranger comes to them with warnings, they will sit up and take notice, or at least remain polite. I see to come up with some titles for this chapter of my book. Perhaps A Lesson in Friendship, A Time for Trust, Evil from the East, Dishes and Division. Oh, this is not easy, Pineleaf. If you have any suggestions, I'm certainly all ears. We also need to decide where to go next, but I have yet to decide. There are a few possibilities, but I want to ensure we make the right choice and do not rush into our next course without weighing all of our options. Do you know what I mean? Yes, I know. And, well, that completes Bingo Boffin for this area. So we'll have to come back to him when we have the next update there, which means it's time to head back to the epic story and look for this vanished writer, which is what we'll do in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.